We are jumping into a deep dive today that really promises to make you question pretty much every financial decision you've made. We're going back 4,000 years, not just to look at history, but to actually pull out the core financial rules from the wealthiest city of the ancient world, Babylon.
Right.
Our mission is to take these parables of Akkad, the richest man in Babylon, and see how they work as, a modern blueprint for you today.
And it's an incredible study because Babylon wasn't blessed by geography. It was a flat, arid valley. It had no forests, no mines, not enough rain.
So its wealth was completely man-made.
Entirely. It was built on engineered resources, like
Mhm.
these massive irrigation canals, and critically, on the sound financial wisdom of its citizens. It just proves that wealth is about knowledge and discipline, not circumstance.
And the person who really distilled that knowledge was this guy, Arkad. But before he was the richest man, he was just a regular guy.
A scribe, right.
Just a humble scribe working for a pittance. He wasn't born into it. He had to learn it. And we start with this perfect illustration of the problem. We meet Bansir, the chariot maker, and Kabi, the musician.
Yeah, and they were the best at what they did. Bansir made the finest chariots. Kobe's music was, famous. But they had the same problem.
Empty purses.
Always empty, no matter how hard they worked.
That is just so relatable today. I mean, you can be a highly skilled professional working crazy hours and still feel like you're on a financial treadmill.
Exactly. And they said it perfectly. They were living in the richest city in the world, but they were barely better off than slaves. They knew working hard wasn't the whole story.
They were missing the rules of the game.
Right. So they go to Arkad, their old friend who'd made it big, and he immediately corrects them. He says it's not about fickle fate or luck. He tells them the real secret he learned from his mentor, Algamish the moneylender.
And this is it, right? This is the core revelation. It's so simple, but it changes everything. Arkad found the road to wealth when he decided.
That a part of all I earned is mine to keep.
Pay yourself first. That one decision. That's the dividing line.
It's the foundation. Before you pay anyone else, the landlord, the merchant, you pay you. Your effort is the source of the wealth, so you get the first cut.
Okay, so if that's the start, our mission now is to get practical. Arkad broke it down into what he called the 7 cures for a lean purse. Let's unpack them.
Let's do it.
So, cure number 1, start fattening your purse. The instruction is really precise. It's save no less than 1/10, 10%.
And it's about balance and I think psychology. Arkad said the growing weight of the purse will feel good in your hand and bring satisfaction to your soul.
It's a physical reminder.
It's tangible. It proves you're building something that is yours and yours alone. It reinforces the whole habit.
Okay, but I think the biggest hurdle for anyone listening just popped up, which takes us straight to cure number 2. Control your expenditures.
Right.
If I'm barely getting by now, how can I possibly find 10% for myself?
That is the question, always. And Arkad's answer is just brilliant behavioral economics. He called it an unusual truth. What we call necessary expenses will always grow to equal our income.
Unless you fight back.
Unless you actively protest. It's the ancient version of lifestyle creep.
It's incredible how little we've changed. Our desires, he said, are like weeds. They'll just grow to fill any space you give them.
Exactly. So cure 2 isn't about, starving yourself. It's about strategy. Budgeting isn't a prison. It's a tool to defend your growing treasure.
So you have to write it all down.
Write down your wants, pick out the necessities and the worthwhile desires, and then draw a line. The hard rule is you live on 9/10. You have to demand 100% of appreciated value for each coin spent.
Okay, so I've defended my 10%. Now what? Do I just bury it?
Absolutely not. That's the third cure. Make your gold multiply. We're moving from just saving to investing.
Compound interest.
You understood it perfectly. The money you save has to earn a rental fee, and that rental fee has to be reinvested to earn its own fee.
It's the children of your savings having children. I love that phrasing.
And he showed the power of time. He told that story about the farmer. 10 pieces of silver, left with a moneylender. 50 years later.
It was what, 167 pieces?
167 pieces. Because the interest was always added back to the principal. Your gold is a willing worker, but you have to let it work.
But Arkad admitted he messed this up at first. He saved up his first year's interest, and instead of reinvesting it, he threw a huge party.
A great feast and a flashy scarlet tunic. And Algamish told him, you eat the children of your savings.
He ate the seed corn.
And that mistake leads directly to the next lesson, the 4th cure. Guard your treasures from loss.
This one is painful. This is where Arkad gives his savings to Asmur, the brickmaker.
To buy jewels.
Right, to buy Phoenician jewels, and Asmur gets totally swindled and comes back with worthless glass.
And the insight there is just so crucial for any investor today. He lost everything because he trusted a brickmaker, a non-expert with a specialized investment.
It wasn't just a bad investment, it was bad advice.
That's the key. This led to what he called the 5 laws of gold. And the main laws basically say gold clings to the cautious owner who invests it under the advice of men who are skilled in handling it.
And it flees from those who don't?
It slips away if you put it into businesses you don't understand or without the approval of experts. You ask the jewel merchant about jewels, not the brickmaker. It's ancient due diligence.
Okay, so we're saving, we're investing wisely, we're protecting it. Now we move on to tangible assets. The 5th cure. Make of your dwelling a profitable investment.
This is such a great piece of planning. Arkad argued that paying rent forever leaves you vulnerable. Owning your home reduces your cost of living, and more than that, it builds confidence.
And the mechanism is clever. A moneylender would loan you the gold for a house, as long as you had that initial 10% saved up. Then you just pay the lender instead of the landlord.
Exactly. But every payment reduces your debt and builds your equity. After a few years, the debt is gone, and your cost of living plummets, freeing up way more than 10% of your income.
You're using debt to buy an asset that reduces your future expenses. It's smart.
Very.
Now for the long game, Cure 6. Ensure a future income. How did they even think about retirement back then?
They knew they needed to prepare for old age and to protect their families if they died early. Arkad even described this almost futuristic idea.
The insurance concept.
Essentially, yeah. A system where lots of men pay a tiny amount regularly to create a snug fortune for their families if they died. It's the basic idea of risk pooling.
Actuarial science, 4,000 years ago.
The principle is the same. Plan for the day you can't work. Security is a non-negotiable part of wealth.
All right, now for what might be the most important one for listeners today. The 7th cure. Increase your ability to earn.
Yes, because your income isn't fixed. Arkad stressed that accomplishments come from strong, definite desires, not just vague wishes.
If you want more money, you have to become more valuable.
He used himself as the example. As a scribe, he saw others earning more, so he decided to be the best. He put more interest in my work, more concentration on my task, more persistence in my effort.
It's about building career capital, making yourself indispensable.
Precisely. It's lifelong learning. When your skill increases, your capacity to earn increases naturally. You earn the gold by mastering the art of creating value.
So that brings up a huge question. What about someone who is already, deep in debt? We turn to the story of Dabasir, the camel trader. The road from debt.
Dabasir is the cautionary tale. He became a slave because of debt and self-indulgence. His comeback was sparked by his master's wife, Sira, who asked him this amazing question.
If a man has the soul of a free man within him, won't he become respected and honored in his own city in spite of his misfortune?
And that just forced him to decide, was he a slave to his debt or a man of action?
He chose action. He went back to Babylon and implemented this radical plan, the 7-20-10 split.
Let's break that down because it's so practical. First, 1/10 10% is set aside for you, for your future.
You still pay yourself first, even with debt collectors knocking.
It's essential. It keeps the psychological momentum going. Then 7/10, 70%. That's for living expenses. You must live within that. No exceptions.
Which leaves the last 2/10, 20%.
That goes to creditors. And it's paid pro rata proportionally to everyone he owed.
And the genius of that system is that it showed the creditors a real sustainable plan. It was their only path to getting paid, so they had to support it.
And it works. The professor who found these clay tablets, well, the scholar who translated them, Mr. Shrewsbury, was himself in deep debt. He and his wife actually tried the 7-0-20-10 plan.
And what happened?
He said there was a great difference in results between following a financial plan and just drifting along. They paid off their debts, lived on their 70%, and they were still saving that critical 10%.
Dabasir's motto, where determination is, the way can be found.
It holds up. But before we finish, we have to talk about luck, the goddess of good luck.
Right, because so many people think wealth is just a lucky break. Arkad saw people at the gaming tables and races.
And he knew those places are designed for you to lose.
Yeah.
The Babylonians understood luck isn't random. It can be enticed, but only if you accept opportunity.
Opportunity is a haughty goddess that doesn't waste her time with those who are unprepared. I love that quote.
It's so true. And he gives these examples of procrastination. The merchant who delayed a land deal to buy a tunic and lost the deal.
And the sheep buyer. He waited until sunrise to pay for a bargain flock.
And a siege started overnight, the market changed, and the price tripled. The lesson is, if the bargain is good, you act. Your own hesitation can be your worst enemy.
So if we pull all this together, from saving 10% to grabbing opportunities, the wisdom is just timeless. The turning point for every single one of these characters was realizing that building wealth is governed by laws, not by luck.
It's not magic. It's wisdom and determination. These aren't just historical stories. They are clear instructions for building assets, managing risk, and leveraging your own skills. It's the same foundation, whether you're using a clay tablet or a 401k.
So here's a final thought for you to chew on. That Professor Shrewsbury, who used the 70-20-10 plan, eventually he had no debts. That freed up the entire 20% of his income he'd been using for repayments. So if you got there, if you built that discipline and wiped your slate clean, what unexpected ways might doubling or even tripling your savings rate built on that foundation change your entire definition of wealth and freedom?